Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Snapshot 19w03a. In this week's snapshot, we have a new block, the Composter. So this thing is pretty useful. So basically what it allows you to do is compost living things into bone meal. So you'll see if I go ahead and just pump in a bunch of wheat here, you'll see this fills up the compost block with compost. And if I continue to fill this up till it's all the way full, there we go. You'll see eventually it'll turn into this whitish material on top, and that is actually bone meal. So if I right click again, see I got a bone meal out of that. And it works with a number of different things. So it works with like saplings, for instance. If I just pump in saplings here, you see I can compost saplings, and eventually after a little bit of time, there we go, some bone meal forms, and right click again, and yeah, the bone meal pops out. This also works with things like flowers, so I can put in like lilacs in here, I can put in lily pads. It works with seeds, for instance. It works with saplings you saw, carrots, potatoes. If I get out some kelp, it works with both types of kelp. So both the living kelp and also the dried kelp right there. And it also works with the dried kelp block. So basically anything that grows, you can use this to compost and produce bone meal in there. And the cool thing is this also works with hoppers. So let's say I put in, let's say, half a stack of carrots. Just go ahead and see how many bone meal that gets us. There's one. And it's still going here. There's going to be two right there. So every time it fills up, it automatically pulls out another bone meal. So for the carrots, it looks like for the carrots we got about one bone meal for every 10 carrots roughly. So I imagine it's different for some of the other things. So let's say if we set up like another thing here where we just have, let's say, saplings going in here. So let's do like half a stack of saplings. Let's see what that gives us here. Guessing this is not going to give us too much. So they're still filing in. And it's slowly filling up here. So yeah, that didn't even give us one bone meal. But I imagine if we fill it up even more, eventually it should fill up. So it seems like the quality of the vegetable that you put in there, or the living thing you put in there, perhaps affects it. So let's see. So yeah, we went through about a stack there, and that gave us one bone meal. So it seems like about a stack of saplings gives you one bone meal. So yeah, there's probably a bunch of different values that people will need to figure out, but yeah, that's pretty interesting. So that's an automatic way to produce bone meal now, so very interesting. So it seems to me upon further testing that things have a different chance of if they'll compost or not to get the whole, compost barrel filled up. So for instance, like kelp, seems like it does not compost very quickly, so like I have to pump in a bunch of kelp to get this filled up. Whereas with the wheat, let's say, it's a little bit more frequent that it sort of fills up, so you can use less wheat to fill up the compost barrel. And interestingly enough, cake can be composted, and you'll see it composts every single time. So this is also another new use for cake. If you pump cake into the compost, it will always compost every single time. So yeah, get your cake factories going, guys. Get your cake factories going. Also, it's worth noting that the fullness of the composter can be measured by a comparator, as you see right here. So if I just add more, yeah, as I add more and there's more compost in there, the redstone signal strength increases. So that's pretty cool too. Finally, to craft the composter, you're going to need 4 fences of any type and 3 planks of any type, and that will get you your composter. There's also been a change to the campfire texture this week, so the campfire now looks significantly different than it did last week. So we now have sort of logs crisscrossing here, 4 logs crisscrossing, and we also have the ash visible underneath of the logs there, and of course the fire on top. If you go ahead and put out the fire with some water like so, you can see that's what it looks like without the flames on it. And if we right click it, you can see how the beef is sort of positioned around on the logs right now. They're sort of on the top of the top tier of logs. So yeah, that is some changes to the campfire this week. Another change this week is there is now a new death message for standing on top of a campfire, and you'll see that death message is "went up in flames." So it was previously thought the floor was lava, but now they've changed that to be more representative of death by campfire. There are also a bunch of new sounds added this week, so there are new sounds for opening and closing the barrel. There are also new sounds when you use the grindstone. There are also new sounds for placing the berry bushes. And also when you harvest the berry bushes. There are also new sounds for placing and breaking crops. So first the placing. And now the breaking. There are also new sounds included for placing netherwort and breaking netherwort. If you listen closely, you can also hear new sounds for the blast furnace. And there's new sounds for the smoker as well. So anyways, guys, that's going to be it for me from Snapshot 19w03a. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and make sure to subscribe for more videos like this. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching. This has been Cub. Goodbye.